Hello and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Dr. Westman. Today we're going to be talking about Dr. Westman's Keto Made Simple online course and how it may be able to benefit you. We also have a very special bonus for you today, which is Dr. Westman's brand new quiz. And we'll tell you a little bit more about this quiz at the end of the episode, and we will put a link for you in the description. So let's get started. How are you doing, Eric?
Great. How are you, Glenn?
Very, very good. Thank you. And thanks for joining us again. So today we're going to be talking about the Keto Made Simple course. We've been running this course since the end of November 2020. We've had tremendous success. And you open enrollment again on the 26th of July, correct?
That's right.
And why do you only offer this course several times a year and not all the time?
Well, we want to give full attention to the students. So there's a video class that you watch with handouts, and takes some time to get through that. And then when people are getting started, sometimes they want to ask questions again and be sure they're doing it right. And so we devote our full staff basically to the students of that masterclass. So we don't have it starting every day. That would be just too much at the moment. So we devote full attention for 3 weeks when you do get the class. So you have time to go through the material, to ask questions, and to get started on the journey.
So you guys are all in for the duration of that 3 weeks.
That's right.
And tell me, Eric, who exactly would benefit from taking this course?
Well, we started the digital online classes in large part because of the misinformation on the internet now. I mean, it's a double-edged sword that the keto is more popular than ever, but there's a lot of not great keto ideas out there. So I kept seeing patients coming into my practice. I still see patients 4 days a week at Duke in Durham, North Carolina. And I was seeing that a lot of people are learning from the principles of eating fats and oils, and keto means keto products and pills and all that. So we really wanted to create a venue for people to learn the fundamentals of how to do a keto diet with real food. It's been around 150 years, what I teach. We were the ones to just publish the papers and give it the credibility and prove or disprove whether it was safe and effective, but it is when you do it correctly. So we want people to learn the fundamentals of how to do a real food-based keto diet, and that's why we started the classes.
And in terms of who would benefit, would you say people that wanted to lose weight, people that have pre-diabetes, diabetes, metabolic syndrome? Would you say that is the ideal kind of candidate of someone who would want to take this course?
Well, that's interesting. My clinic is full of people who are trying to lose weight, trying to fix diabetes, high blood pressure, and it works really well. And that's an instance where you need medical supervision. If you're on medications, you want to make sure you get off the medication safely. You might even have to have them adjusted on the first day. But I think a lot of people, even without these medical conditions, can benefit. We've seen people improve their heartburn. The heartburn is not from caffeine and chocolate and spicy foods. It's carbs cause heartburn. We've seen people fix their acne. They didn't have weight to lose or diabetes, but the sugar that they drop in a keto diet, it was causing the acne. And so infertility, all these other conditions. Basically, if you've been treated for a medical condition that it hasn't gone away with medication, you're just palliating it or managing it, you might want to consider the keto diet, because I see just about every chronic medical condition get better. It's really pretty unbelievable. It's pretty amazing.
So the course itself is video-based, meaning people can watch pre-recorded videos inside of their own student portal. But it also includes 3 weeks of support within a student-only Facebook group. And the question I have for you is, what kind of support or hand-holding can people expect over this 3-week period?
Yeah, so we designed it so that not only do you get the information through videos and the script, the narration is all printed out for you if you like to learn in that way. We give you the big picture modules are you need to know the basics of nutrition. You need to know what foods to stick to. You need to know the flexibility of how you can get started in so many different ways. And if you want to make it very simple, you can start very simply. If you want to make it very complicated with meal plans and fancy foods, you can do that as well. And then the fourth thing we've learned is to tackle from the start is training the mindset of getting into the idea that you don't have to eat 3 meals a day with 2 snacks. And if you're not hungry, you don't have to eat out of habit, those sorts of things. In the surveys we've done of people who've taken the class, the content itself and the Facebook or the social support getting started are highly valued. So it's not just the information, it's the if you have a question 24/7, basically, we have administrators who are trained who will keep you focused and answer those questions, and that's pretty common. You'll hear something and need it reinforced, said again, or you'll wonder, is it right for me? Is it okay if I do this? And that our staff, with me included, will help you make sure you're doing it right and doing it safely the first time.
Now, I know that during that 3-week period, there's a lot of live broadcasts that are happening inside that group. And I know that yourself and Amy Berger are part of those lives every single week, sometimes twice a week. You go live, you answer questions, and you give the support that way as well.
That's right. Well, there are a lot of questions that you might have that other people have as well. And so we've learned to add in the question and answers quite frequently so that you can have access to getting the information as you're starting out, making sure that you're learning correctly. And Amy Berger is a colleague of mine. We wrote the book End Your Carb Confusion together, and she provides a little different angle. She's a trained nutritionist, and keto nutrition is her expertise. And she has a different way of explaining things. And so we're trying to not only give the content, but also the support in different ways. And our administrators have been trained and have been following keto diets on their own. So we're trying to fill in every gap that might be needed to make sure that people can get started and feel comfortable in getting started. I understand the hurdle that many people have. People who come to my office, they might not have heard about it. They might have heard that it's bad. I explain what the science says about it, how long we've been doing it, and explain very carefully that we're just changing food. It's nothing radical and dramatic as people tend to make it sometimes. So we help you get through those hurdles to get started. And I have to say that we've come up with something that's highly valued by the people who've taken it so far.
Talking about that, highly valued, what sort of successes have our students gotten from taking the course over the last 7 months?
Yeah, well, I mean, the testimonials speak for themselves, and they're amazing. From they've never tried it before and it's working great, or I've tried it and been on it a while and it stopped working. And so we help fix people who are at stalls or plateaus. And the kind of information we can glean, with self-reported weight loss, for example, is just fabulous. I mean, thousands of pounds of weight being lost already in people who are only taking 3 weeks of the class. So, I kind of knew that would happen, but we're seeing so many people start at once. You add it up and it's, people have lost already a ton of weight just in those 3 weeks. So the other results, of course, I feel so much better. I have more energy, I'm able to exercise and get around better. I mean, all of those things, just pretty constant as well.
And so that brings me to another question. And, what makes this course, your course, the Keto Made Simple Masterclass, different from other online courses?
Well, I think a couple being evidence-based, meaning scientific, we don't get distracted by things that haven't been studied. And that weeds out a lot of distractions. We don't talk about net carbs, we use total carbs, because net carbs just means more carbs. And it also lets people take products and things like that that weren't part of the studies. And then the other main part, I think, is that I make it very simple for people, because in a clinical practice, I've taught people from all walks of life, all educational levels, and sometimes all people need or want is that list of foods to get started, and the help to overcome the barriers initially, the inertia to get started. So I think the simplicity of it and then the evidence behind it is really what makes this different from any other class that you might take.
Now, some people might be thinking, well, I'm not on, you mentioned there were two components to this course. There's a student portal. I think there are 12 lessons within that student portal. There's a pre-recorded videos with some quiz tests that people take at the end of each module. And then there's also the 3 weeks of ongoing support within a private Facebook group. But some people don't like Facebook or don't want to be involved in Facebook. Is this a stumbling block for those people?
Oh, no, you don't have to be on the Facebook group. We send out the links to all of the content outside of Facebook, the lives, and you're able to ask questions through a support email system that you can ask directly. So you don't have to be part of Facebook at all. And that's kind of an add-on that is helpful for a lot of people, I have to say, but it's not necessary.
Now, one of the most important aspects of the journey that the folks that are taking this course will learn is something called the success path. And could you maybe in your own words talk someone through briefly what is the success path?
Right. Well, these are places on milestones, if you will, along a path towards success, the ADAPT success path. And these are points where we have you take assessments or make goals and visions to help you see how you're progressing along the way. Often when you get started with something like this, it's overwhelming. So many things are happening and changing. We will help you monitor as things are going along, different phases from just assessing yourself, training yourself, implementing it, and then the fine-tuning and refinement over time. The success path will show you that you're making progress, even though you might not see it happening in yourself. And that's a remarkable thing. Some people come to me and they know exactly what's happening. They know their pant size is down, a millimeter, a fraction of an inch. And there are other people who come in, they've had all of the success, they're down 20 pounds, their pants are falling off and they don't know it. So we understand that. And so we want to help you make sure that you're able to see that you're having results along the way.
Now, besides these action points and milestones that people are going to hit along the way, am I right in understanding that the success path takes someone from where they are now to where they want to be, and in our success path in 5 different milestones, 5 different steps, or should I say?
That's right. And because one's journey, every individual is different, the path is going to lead you to wherever you want to be. So these are going to be visions and ideas that you want to have. I mean, you may want to run your half marathon that you always wanted to do. Another individual, the goal or vision might be to be able to play with their grandkids. And so we're going to help you individualize with these different steps, meaning assessing and learning and implementing. And we'll help you record and have a workbook to help you write down so that you see that you're making results and having success. Even though you might not see it because it's overwhelming, we will help you see it.
Fantastic, Eric. Well, thank you so much. That's all we have time for today. If you would like to learn more about Dr. Westman's Keto Made Simple Masterclass, you can go to our website at adaptyourlifeacademy.com, and there is a little tab at the top that says course. It's a little drop down. If you go down to that drop down, you can click on the Keto Made Simple Masterclass, and you'll be able to learn more about it. Before you leave, remember, we have a special bonus for you. It's Dr. Westman's brand new helpful quiz based on the new book, End Your Carb Confusion. And if you'd like to determine your personal carb threshold and how many carbs are right for you, then this quiz is definitely for you. Thank you so much for your time, Eric. We appreciate your taking the time to chat with us again, as always, and we look forward to catching up with you again next week. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Glenn.
Take care.
If you like this video, you're going to love our Adapt Your Life Academy. So click on the link in the description to find out more.